Hey guys, okay, I'm back. So, the Lord has been telling me that He wants me to share my testimony. I haven't done it yet because, to be honest with you, there's so much involved that I feel like I can't gather it all together in my mind. But, I'll do my best to share what I can think of right now. So, let me turn this down because it's distracting me. Okay. It all started when. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I was born March 25th, 1986, in case you want to know. Um, I. So I was born, I have an amazing family, and so skip all the way to 15 years old. So I turned 15, and stuff started happening to where, like, my hands started turning purple, my legs would lock up, and I couldn't walk or move right, or I just didn't feel good. Like something was wrong, and I knew that something was wrong. So after months and months of testing, and specialists and whatnot, and you know UCLA and Stanford and all that stuff, which they did help me a lot. They finally came to a diagnosis that I have lupus and mixed connective tissue disorder. And in the beginning, they said that I had rheumatoid arthritis, but as of right now, I don't have it. So I don't have rheumatoid arthritis. But I think, I don't know. I think I had it at one point, but it's not active right now. Um, Fibromyalgia, now that one sucks because it's like super, super sensitive. Like, it's just, the fibromyalgia sucks. If I could get rid of the fibromyalgia over the lupus, I would get rid of that any day for sure. Um, then Raynaud's, which just means poor circulation, is just a fancy word for poor circulation. Pancreatitis, chronic pancreatitis. So I was in and out of the hospitals like every month, because my pancreas would always get inflamed. We still don't know why. It was idiopathic. But first it attacked my liver and then my pancreas, and I had all these ulcers, like 9 bleeding ulcers and stuff. So, anyways, I was in the hospital off and on all the time, for pancreatitis. And so I went to UCLA, and the doctors there put me on pain medication. Mind you, I never even took Tylenol unless I had to. And I'm scared of all that stuff. But I was in so much pain, and I was so sick, and I didn't feel good. And I trusted the doctors, and so they put me on Oxycontin. They didn't tell me what it was. I had no idea what addiction was. I had no idea what addiction was. It wasn't anywhere in my mind. Um, so that kick started it. I was on all kinds of medications, Oxycontin, methadone, literally everything under the sun that you could possibly think of. So, that went on for years and years and years, and I developed an addiction, and it got worse, and it got to the point to where um, I would have to wake up in the middle of the night because I'd be withdrawing, and it was horrible. I couldn't get through the day without taking a pill or something. I couldn't think without it because I was in so much pain. But thinking back, there was a lot of other stuff that needed to be fixed that was causing that pain. It wasn't the physical pain that was causing the physical pain, if that makes any sense. Like, yes, it was physical pain, but there was so much emotional underneath that needed to be dealt with that was also causing pain. And so, I just wanted it to go away. I didn't want to feel anything. I hated feeling. I didn't want to feel at all. So then I got into a really, really abusive relationship. Long story short, he beat me, raped me, blah, blah, blah. got out of that relationship. Um, really messed up thoughts from that, but I deal with it. It's better now. So I'm going back and forth with my addiction, right? And it was just always something, always something, and I always felt, ever since I was a little girl, I would feel like spirits everywhere, and I thought it was crazy, I've just always seen the spiritual realm and no one's ever understood me, so I've never had anyone to talk about it. So, that being said, I had a lot of anxiety and panic. So, I was on Klonopin and Xanax and all that stuff, Ativan, Valium, all of it, because I was always having anxiety, and I just wanted to numb it. I didn't want to feel anything. I hated my life. I saw no reason to wake up a lot of the time. I hated myself. I felt worthless. I felt ugly. I couldn't even look in the mirror, you guys. That's how bad it was. I have been to 4 rehabs, one for an eating disorder rehab because I did go down anorexia road, which was not a good idea. But I recovered from that, and then I went to a few other rehabs because of all the medication that I was on. I didn't know how to get off of it, and so that went on for years and years and years and years and years. Fast forward to about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I meet my man. He's the first person that has ever respected me and treated me like a lady and not, he treats me the way I should be treated. I mean, we all have our ups and downs, but I finally met like my one, and I just love him so much, and his family's amazing. So, anyways, I met him and we started dating, and I can't have kids, mind you, but he is a single father. And so it's cool because I am like her mother figure, and she's my daughter. To me, she's my daughter. Like, I mean, she's my daughter, I mean, her mom's not in her life, and God works in mysterious ways. So it's really cool because it's like I know that God brought us together for a reason. So there's so much to say. Like, I don't even know where to start. Well, anyways, so we were dating for a while, and stuff got crazy with me again as far as, being on medication and whatnot. And something happened to where I stupidly drank a lot on a lot of medication. Why? I have no idea to this day. But actually, when I look back, I see God's plan. So I drank a bunch, and turns out I aspirated and inhaled a bunch of vomit and was literally seconds away from dying. But my cousin, Ashley, God bless her soul, she saved me. She happened to walk in the room, I guess from what they've told me, that she walked in the room and she could tell that I wasn't breathing right. I was like gurgling or whatnot, and so she called 911, and they came and they took me to the emergency. I'm sorry about the noise, you guys. I don't have anywhere else to record. They took me to ICU, and they put me in an induced coma from what I understand. Now, I'm not positive. All I know is that I was hooked up to a bunch of IVs, and I remember that when I woke up in the hospital, it was the scariest thing that I've ever gone through. And I've gone through a lot. I've gone through a lot as far as being in and out of hospitals. I've almost died more than once, but this time was different. When I woke up, I thought I was brain dead. They had to guess, my cousins had to guess what I was trying to say. Couldn't talk, I couldn't even move. So I tried to, they gave me a pen to write down what I was trying to say. And I'll never forget, I went to write and my hand just went bzzz. No matter how hard I tried, I could not write. It was just nothing. You know, that time I knew that I had to stop. I had to change. You know, I had to just stop taking the meds and just be completely clean and sober. And I couldn't hurt my family anymore, you know, like that, because, I mean, of course that hurts them, you know. And so, oh, okay, so when I was out, now I don't have a lot, but I do remember that there was a white light, but it was like a tunnel, like a white light, like, and it's like I was getting closer to it. I felt like I was getting closer to it, but then all of a sudden, I got sucked back into my body, and I woke up. That's what I remember. And so, anyways, I decided to go to another rehab for reals, like, and really actually like put my all into it this time. So I went, and mind you, I've been trying to stay clean and sober for literally a good 7 to 10 years, you know, and I just could not grasp that consecutive amount of days, you know. And then also keep in mind that I've been really sick with all of that stuff that I told you for since I was like 15, and I am now 34, almost 35. So keep all that in mind, okay? I've tried everything to feel better, or so I thought. So, dun da da da. October 10th of this month, I got my 2 years clean and sober. And it's been almost 2 years that I am in remission for the first time ever. You guys, when I say God can do anything, He can do anything. Ask anybody that knows me. I seriously thought I was a lost cause, and a lot of people, I know that they didn't think I was a lost cause, but I don't think that they thought that I was going to pull myself out, because I didn't even think I was going to pull myself out. I needed this wake-up call. And I know that if God didn't do this to me, I would have lost everything. And I love everything in my life. Like, I don't want to lose that. That's not who I am. That is not who I am. You know, and addiction is no joke. But when God frees you of that and you receive it and accept it, like, wow. Like, my new drug is, like, I'm addicted to the Holy Spirit. Like, I'm legit addicted to the Holy Spirit, because I just love Him. It's the only thing that makes me feel, it's the best feeling in the whole entire world, you guys. And I know it's easier said than done to just lay it all down and actually let go, but, you know, practice makes perfect, you know, and there's never going to be a perfect, but it's a never-ending process, you know. We have to put our faith in God no matter what, no matter how hard it seems, no matter how impossible something seems, no matter how down we feel, no matter how attacked we feel, no matter how sick we feel, no matter how mad we feel, no matter how broken we feel, no matter how helpless we feel. We have to get out of ourselves and get into God. Because in reality, when we don't get into God, we're trying to take it on ourselves, and we can't. We cannot do that. We are not made to do that. We are made to follow our Creator's direction, but we have to allow Him to guide us, you know. And I was so lost my whole life. Like, all I wanted to do was fit in. I just wanted to fit in. All I wanted was everybody to like me. And I did some stupid stuff just because I wanted to be loved. And I realized that made me an easy target for a lot of people. A lot of bad things happened. But guess what? I'm here, and now I have a lot of testimony that I could help anybody that would like to talk. I'm here. Like, I get it. Trust me. I guarantee there's very, very few things that you could tell me that I wouldn't understand. And this is just like a summary of my life, because there's just way too much to get involved. But bottom line is, God works miracles. Now, I wish that I could post the picture of me on the breathing tube and stuff so you guys could see me in the ICU, but I don't know how to do that. But if you're struggling with addiction or alcoholism or anything that has control over you, I promise you, God can take it away. I promise you, God can take it away. I smoked cigarettes for 10 years, and I smoked like 2 packs a day, and I tried to quit forever, and guess what? God relieved me of that after 10 years. God relieved me of the opiates after 20 years. God relieved me of the alcohol and everything else. Anorexia, eating disorder, all of that. The body dysmorphia, everything. I hated everything about me, you guys. Everything about me. I hated me. I would cry in the room by myself. I would look in the mirror and I would just be disgusted. That's how bad it was. I look back and I'm just like, how did I ever live like that? But it was all that I knew. I didn't know how to be happy. I didn't know what happy was. I thought I was happy, but I was miserable. I was so miserable, you guys. The best thing that happened to me, the best thing in my life that happened to me, was me ending up in ICU and almost dying, because that got my butt up and paying attention. Now it's all or nothing. This is life and death. This is literally life and death. I beat Satan and all of his stupid demon angels or whatever, that tried to knock me down. Like, oh, they got me. They had me. I was suffering for years. Oh, I suffered all right. But not today, Satan. Not anymore, because now I have the key. I know the key and I know how to access it, and that's to just literally just give it to God, talk to God. It really is that easy, but it's so easy that it's hard, if that even makes sense, because it's like, how could something be that easy? Like, why isn't it working? We also get so caught up in our self-will and our own carnal thinking, and we have to remember that God is not carnal thinking. He is not, his ways are so much higher than ours, and we will never, ever, ever understand. And when I look back at every single thing that's happened in my life and all of the things that were bad, it's crazy, because I can see exactly what God was doing. And wow, we serve a mighty God, you guys. He is amazing. Like, he is just, gosh, if only I could explain to the ones who don't know how to hear from him. If only I could explain that he's there, and you just have to listen, and he'll talk to you. He talks to me through numbers. He talks to me through Strong's coordinates. He talks to me through people, obviously, certain prophetic words, which is very, very, very few that I take seriously, that actually speak to me, that I know is legit. Just always take everything to the Spirit, you guys. Take everything to this. Test the Spirit in every single thing, because you never know, and the enemy is slick. So Don't let them get past you. But my point is that I battled all that illness. I battled suicide, depression, PTSD, all of those things that I told you earlier. And God's told me that He was making me strong for such a time as this. It's crazy because when I was young, I always felt like I was here for a reason and I didn't know what, but something big was going to happen in our lifetime. Something big. I didn't know that we were the fig tree generation. I didn't even know what that was, but it all makes sense now. All my dreams for the last couple years all make sense now because it's all taking place right now. You guys stay in prayer. Pray for the lost, you guys. God can do anything, and He has a plan. And even though things may seem really dark and gloom and just discouraging, remember there's always good and bad, happy, sad, positive, negative, black, white. There's always we always have a choice. It's all about perspective, and I encourage us all to just change our perspective and just ask the Lord to help us, to change us so we can cope with things around us the way that He wants us to. I pray that anybody who feels stuck right now sees through. I know I didn't say much, but I said a little bit of my story, and I just hope that it gives somebody hope, you guys, because if you're in addiction, you do not have to be like that anymore. I promise you, you are not in this alone. If you're sick, you have a terminal illness and it's keeping you down, you are not in this alone. God can take it from you. He can take it all from you. He can. You just have to believe. You just have to seek Him. Cry out to Him. I promise you, there's nothing that He can't do. There's nothing that He can't do. I wish that I could. I just can't stress it enough. I found the man